Hello, hello. This is Sandy from Doux Designs. Super excited to be crafting with you guys tonight. Hoping this all works out exactly the way I have it planned in my head. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. You never know. Sorry, I needed a drink real quick before we get started. I have a feeling I'll be doing a lot of talking tonight. When you jump on, be sure that you make a comment so that I know you're here, so you could be entered into our drawing for tonight. So make sure you don't forget to do a comment. You can, there you go. Hi, Danny. Hello, hello. That's what we need. So I'll say it a few times tonight for when I see people pop on. You can remind them if you want to as well. Hello, Cheryl. So tonight we're going to do a giveaway. Actually, if the right person that I'm looking for pops in, I'm making this card for a specific someone. If she pops in, then I'll let her know she's getting the card. But other than that, we're doing a giveaway tonight. We are going to give away some Doux Designs images. I know they aren't for sale currently, but I have had them with other companies. So, what?
I was going to say with it, and I wish you got it.
Yes. Good job. Hey, Beth. So what I'm going to do is after the live, I'm going to go through all the comments, and everybody who commented, their name will go in a drawing, and then I will post who the winner is. And I will even do that tonight after the live. So are you ready to see what you're going to win? Do you want to see it? Do you want to see it? Do you want to see it? Don't I sound like I'm a little bit pumped today? I felt like we needed a pump up today. So this is the stamp set. So it was called Oops-a-Daisy, and it has daisies that you can put in a flower pot. It has 3 that you can sit along the card, and then it has this one that's just the top. And so tonight we're going to use this to show you how you can use just the topper. Now you could put it on top of these and layer it up, because some of them, they're very close in size and everything. So this is what I will be giving away. I will ship it directly to you if you are the winner. So hopefully you make sure that everybody comments. It's brand new. It's never been used. It was released with Sweet Sentiment stamps many years ago. So there you are, Jana. I'm so glad you showed up tonight, because the card we're making tonight is for you. So after the live, if you will send me your address, I will ship you the card. Hi, Sandra. Make sure everybody that comments knows that they could win this prize tonight. It is a Doux Designs. So I have quite a few things that I want to do. We're going to do some masking tonight, and we're going to make our card, but everything that we use is going to be Copic colored. We're not going to do any pattern paper tonight. So we got to go ahead and get started, because we got a little bit of stuff to do. I love this stamp set. It's one of my favorites. It's flowers, but it's pretty, and it's, yeah. So I'm also using, this is another design that I drew. We're using this one as well tonight. Oh, I wondered why I hadn't heard from you lately, Sandra. I'm sorry you're feeling poorly and under the weather. I hope you feel better soon. We are going to use Memento ink, and we're going to stamp this little guy on the card. And then we are going to build a little bit of a background with flowers. And I'll show you how we're going to do that. I'm going to stamp him one more time, just because I want to make sure he is, you can see his lines once we add all of the other design to it. So just going to stamp him twice tonight. I also think my memento might need some more ink on there. So I'm going to have to do that soon. Only today. You're feeling semi-human. I know what you're talking about. I was sick for a while, but I'm all better now and feeling super happy. Been doing lots of videos. I have lots of things in the works for Doux Designs. I can't spill the beans at this time, but you will be hearing more in the near future. So stay tuned. Dale and I are working diligently behind the scenes to get everything figured out, and then we will. You can't stay. Your hubby is getting home, but wanted to say hi. Okay, that is not a problem. As long as you came on and you commented, you're still in the drawing. You do not have to watch the whole thing, although I'd love to have you here. I understand. I just wanted to give people an opportunity to win. So if you're just popping in, make sure that you comment. It could be something as simple as hello, just so that you can be entered in the drawing for a stamp set tonight. Yes, me too. I love getting back to the creating part. Is so much fun. So I also stamped this little guy on this masking magic tape from Gina K Designs, and I cut him out. I did that off screen and played around with these colors. I wanted to see if it looked good on craft paper, but it didn't. So we're going with the white paper tonight.
I need to get back to creating something.
Yeah, you do. Dale says he needs to get back to creating too. So I'm going to mask this up. You can always use your masking more than once. So you can tell I've already played around with this one once before. And then we're going to use this, my favorite block that I got from the Sassy Club. And we're going to stamp these flowers. We're going to put them in a little flower patch. So I also stamped and cut out this image with the masking, so that once we start putting the design on there, we don't end up with stamping over stamping. I want them to just be layered up, but not, I don't want you to see the lines crossing each other. So as we do one, we'll put a mask on it. I made two, and then we'll move the masks around so that we can keep doing this, keep stamping and not filling in what we have to color. Hey, Beth. Hello, hello. So here we go. We're going to put this one on here. So Beth and anybody else joining now, you commented already, so you're good. But we are doing a drawing tonight for a stamp set that has this daisy in it. And all you have to do is comment. Come show up for the live and comment. Even commenting just one time, just as long as it's in there. I will go through all the comments when the live's over. I usually do that anyway and respond if there's any questions. And then I will draw a name, or I will have Dale draw a name from the people who commented, and we will let you know, and then you give me your address and I'll mail it to you. It's that simple. It's super simple. Easy peasy. Daisies are your favorite. See? You could get lucky and win the whole daisy set. Did you see the whole set? I showed it earlier. I don't know if you were here at that point or not. But I'm just moving these masks around so that I can stamp all over without covering up. You know, we have to be able to color these in, and we don't want a million lines going through them, because then you can't tell what you're supposed to color and what you're not supposed to color. Hey, Mama. Hey, Laura. So yeah, that's what we're doing tonight. We're just gonna have a fun time. I'm trying to cover all this space. I don't want there to be any open space, but we'll put green in there if it is, because there'll be some greenery and, you know, that's normal. So now I'm going to move this mask. This is how easy it is. You don't have to cut out a million masks. You only need like 1 or 2, depending on the space you're doing. And then just move the mask around as you need to, so that you can put him in a whole bundle of daisies. And I think that's fun. It's going to be fun to color too. I've already picked the colors. We're going to use a couple of different colors for this. Let's see if we can fit this whole thing right here. Let's see, we're going to miss nothing right here. So we'll put this one down here. And then I'm going to go ahead and do one up here. And I'm not going to be touching any of the other flowers with this one, so I don't necessarily need to put a mask on that one yet. I love this block. It's so easy to stamp with. I mean, it's amazing. Seriously. Definitely one you don't want to miss out on. And these tweezers are awesome. I got them on Amazon and they're really cheap, and you can get like, I think you get like 5 or 7 of them or something like that for, you know, 10, 12 bucks. So you can find them there very easily. And they're so helpful. I use them all the time. Okay, I think we're going to do 2 more, or maybe 1 more. I'm not sure. Let's see how well it fits in here. Yeah, we're going to do 2 more. So we're going to put this one right here at the bottom. Now it's off the paper, so it's going to be on my desk. So I'm going to need to wipe that off before we keep going, because we don't want to mess anything up. And then 1 more. And I'm just going to make sure that these bottom ones just barely touch the ones below. So we won't need to cover the bottom. We only need to cover these other ones. And it sits perfectly in there just like that. There we go. Now we have him in a field of daisies. So for right now, it looks like a mess because we have masks on there and all kinds of stuff. It looks like you struggle a little bit to be able to tell what you have to color, but you really don't. Let me peel these off so you can see what we have going on here. So there's one. And here's one. Those are the 2 daisy masks. And then we'll take this little guy's mask off. And you'll be able to see it exactly the way that I envisioned it. See, now he's sitting in a bed of daisies. Isn't that just the cutest? I am going to go ahead and cover my ink. We're finished with that part. We're going to actually color now. Looks like I had some ink on my hands and got it on the card, but we'll be okay. You won't be able to see it when we're done. We're going to start by coloring our little lemur here. So I've chosen 2 different shades of brownish to do this in. I felt like I needed a really dark paper wizard. You like that? It just makes him in his little bundle of flowers. It's so adorable. I love it. I wanted to do it in this direction because we're going to use a die cut along the top, and so I needed a lot of space up there. So that's why I did that. But I've chosen to use our E39, 37, 35, and 33 for most of the body. And then the darkest colors around him are going to be E49, E47, and E44. And then the ears, where you need a little bit of pink and such, it's going to be R11 with an overlay of E31. So we'll get to that and you'll know what that means. But now, I'm glad you like it because, Jana, it's yours. It's your birthday card. Okay, so we're going to work on him first. So let's do his pads and his ears that are going to have the pink in them. So we're going to use our R11. And we're going to put the R11 on here. And I'm not going to fill it all in. I'm just going to put a little bit of this pink in there because I want it to be pink, but I don't want it to be solid. And then in the ears, I'm just going to go around here and then up the ear a little bit like this. Not the full ear, just a little bit. So just a little bit. Hey, Joy. E31 is the next color. See, she commented too. You guys are so good. We're doing a drawing tonight for everyone that comments. E31, we're going to go over top of the R11 and fill out those areas that I want to be very light. So the pads on his feet and the ears. We're going to do the same thing with the ears, just kind of going over it, the white area and the pink, just to get that color to blend a little bit and still leave a little bit of pink in the ears because it's just super nice. There we go. Okay, so now we have the pink ears. Okay, so we're going to work on the lighter part of his fur before we work on the darker part. And I think what we're going to do is this, we're going to use this E31 again for his paws and this tuft of hair right here. So it's just one color. I'm just going to color it in with that color. And if we need some shadow area, we'll do it when we do the rest of his body. We'll just have to see how that looks when we get to going. I'm kind of thinking maybe I want to do this darker. Yeah, I think I'll wait. I think I'm going to do the tufts of fur in the dark brown. So changing my mind, sorry, it happens. Okay, so let's start with his regular skin color. So we're going to start with E39. And we're going to do all the shadowy areas where we want the darkest color to be. And these daisies, they'll color up fairly quickly. And I have most of the other stuff ready, so we're in good shape. I'm going to do some little lines inside this tuft of hair up here because he has a little bit of hair right here too. And we'll work on filling that out with the other colors. I'm going to do the same thing on the sides because I want to have just a little bit of a furry look there. I'm not going to do his whole face and body as furry, but I want him to have just a little bit in those furry areas. Yay, look, everybody's talking. It's so great when you guys chit chat. I love it. I hope everybody is doing well. And I hope everybody is having a good day. And today's Thursday, so we just have one more day. And then a weekend. Who doesn't love that? I know I do. Will there be more to come with the daisies? Yes. And these are this is the full set right here. Daisies in the little pots, them by themselves, and this one here. the sentiments were from the original release. Those will not be the same. All of that will be changing. But for the free one, it will be that. It will have those sentiments in it. For the giveaway. It's brand new. It's never been used. I bought out some of the shops that had bought some of our stamp sets so that I could give them away. Today was a good day. That's great. Yep, I did. As soon as I saw someone selling, someone needing to de-stash this stuff that I drew, I bought it so I could do it as giveaways. I just thought that would be the fun way to do it. So keep watching the lives, because I think I have like 4 or 5 more sets that will be given away in the near future. So I want the tip of his tail to be the darkest color. So I'm just going to touch this color every other one so I don't mess it up, because I don't know about you, but I tend to do that wrong sometimes. And then his eyelids, I'm going to put some darkness right around here just because I think it'll make his eyes stand out just a little bit more. So we're just going to put that in there right now while we're on our darkest color. And a little bit more right there. And then, of course, his eyebrows are going to be the dark color as well. So I'm going to do the underside of those. You just have to hold your marker upright and you can get those teeny tiny looks. Now, I will be doing his nose in the dark color. So you don't have to worry about that. Hey, Kelly. If you're just joining, make sure that you comment if you want to be entered into the drawing. Up to you. But I mean, who doesn't like a free stamp set? How exciting is that? I wish I could spell all the beans to you guys right now, but I just can't yet. It's still in the workings. So as soon as I have more information, I will let you know what's going on. But if you don't comment, even if it's just a hi, your name doesn't get entered, because I can't see your name unless you comment in after the live is over. I can't see your name. And I don't have anyone here to write down the names as people comment, so I'm gonna have to go through the comments to get the names for who gets entered into the drawing. So that is why you have to comment. That, and I just like hearing from you guys, since I'm always the one talking. Okay, I am gonna make him a little furry, so we're gonna have a little bit of this going on, but not like full furry, like not like crazy furry. But we are going to do these in brush strokes just so he looks just a little bit furry. I mean, he is a little furry guy. The key is that you have to make sure your brush strokes kind of go in the same direction. And it's a little bit hard when you have all these different directions of the body parts and everything. So you have to be just a little bit careful on how you do that. So, you know, otherwise it looks funny. Can I still purchase the Daisy stamps? Not currently, but there is stuff coming in the future. So this is just a giveaway for tonight, but we will let you know more as it develops. But for now, I wanted to give you guys just a little taste of what Doux Designs images look like. what my artwork looks like so you can get a feel for what's going to be coming and to make sure that you like it, you know? So this is the stamp set. I know people have popped in. This is the stamp set that we're giving away tonight. The one that has the daisy we just did. So there's, yeah. So after the live, I'll be posting the winner. So stay tuned. You'll be able to see it tomorrow too. And then all you have to do is send me the address you want it mailed to, and I will send it out. So I'm going to try to keep all these lines going in the same direction. So each side is going to go towards the center. If you start mixing up the direction of the brush strokes, then your image doesn't stay cohesive. So make sure that you choose an angle and stick with it. So either this way or this way, up to you, but make sure that you do the same so you don't have any issues with it looking wonky. So we're going to put just a little bit in here, like over his nose. So I'm just going to get smaller as it gets bigger, and it'll start building that in. You like it? I'm glad. So it is going to be a random drawing. Everyone that comments, your name will be put in a little bucket, and Dale will draw a name. That way I have no responsibility with who wins. Because Dale is going to be the drawer of the name. So he will be choosing the winner when we continue on our movie marathon we have been watching for the past 2 days. I will let him draw the name first, and then we will go from there. Okay, he's starting to look super cute, isn't he? I really like him. He was not out very long before all of my images became unavailable. So he will probably be making a comeback as well. Okay, I'm going to do the entire bottoms of his feet with this E35. Just in one solid color, since we have all that fur going on. The bottoms of his feet probably wouldn't be all that furry. Or they could, I don't know. Don't judge me on, I don't know what lemurs have and don't have, but I wanted this little tuft area right here to be darker and the hair here to be darker, so we're going to use the other colors that I chose. It's going to be part of the tail as well. So just know that's why I'm skipping those areas for now, but we will get to them very soon. So we're going to try not to go into his eyeballs. So you want to just be cautious as you're doing it. Like, make sure you have tiny brush strokes around the eyes. And then go from both directions, so that you can get that colored in without getting into the eyeball. So that's how I do it. You start off, we'll do this side now, by doing tiny small brush strokes that won't even go as far as the eye. And then you start building it out when you get above it, like this. And then when you go back, you want to go back and go under the eye and towards the outside of the face. That way you can get those small areas, but you don't have to go inside the eyes to fix that. We started off by putting the dark color in here, but that was the darkest of this tone. I want it to be the same as the tail, so I haven't done anything else with that, and that's why it's still sitting there. Because the next colors we're going to use are darker, so they'll cover that right up and it'll work out just great. So that is why. And we only have one more color, so most of this is getting colored in. And then the last color we'll bring in just a minute to smooth some of that out and fill some of that in. I do want to finish off his ears with this color though. We're going to soften that up just a little bit. And this side. And you can do these little lemurs any color you want. You could even do them in colors like pink and blue, and I've done one of the other ones in this set in different colors. You have both of my stamp sets? I thought you might, Cheryl. So if your name gets drawn, Cheryl, we'll come up with something, and then we'll give the Oops-a-Daisy to someone else. If you already have it and your name is drawn, let me know. I do have about 4 or 5 other ones to give away. So we could change it up if you already own this one. So this is E33, and we're just filling in those areas that have white. We just don't want it to be white, but we don't want to smooth it out because we need that to look like there's a little bit of fur going on there. I think we got the effect I was looking for, so I'm very happy with that. Now I'm going to go and finish up this area. There we go. And we're going to go all the way across on this area right here, both sides. And then we need to do these little tufts of hair right here. Perfect. And then down this side so that we can get this side filled in. This is why I used the light color first, so if I got any of it in the eyeball or whatever, you could use the masking to mask those off if you were worried about yourself coloring over an area that you don't want to. You could stamp it out, cut it out, and mask it off. I just color the lighter color first so that if I need to cover it up, the dark will cover it up, and then I don't have to worry about it. That's what I do, but it's up to you what you want to do. Now, these little hands are really light colored, so I'm going to add just a little bit of this color right there around the tops, so it looks like maybe a little bit of fur hanging over, and that'll just give them a little bit of design there. I believe I have all your stamps. Yay! I'm not surprised, but you never know, so I just wanted to make sure they're out there. And like I said, these are not extras I had. I didn't get any extras. I just got what I had, and that's it. So I bought them from people who were selling them, that were on the design team. So this is E49. This is going to be really dark, and I want it to be really dark. So the one closest to the body, I'm just going to color it all the way in. And then these other ones right here, we're going to just do them kind of from both sides, meeting up with each other. Remember, we're staying in the same direction from both sides. And then we're going to do that on each one of these, and it takes just a second to get that done. I can usually do it faster if I'm not talking, but so don't judge me. I'm slower when I talk. But he's going to look so cute in this puddle of beautiful flowers, and we are going to color them. But they're a fairly quick color. You can take your time, or you can color them. You can color them with some dimension. So now you can see why, with that really bright tail, why I decided to possibly leave a few other parts open so that we could make them darker, so it kind of evens it out. So here we go with the eyes. Now, if I get this one in the wrong place, there's no fixing that. They're just too dark for that. This color is really dark. But I feel confident I will be okay. Besides, I drew it. I could always change it, alter it if I need to. Okay, so now we have the eyes. I think we're going to do this little bit right here. I don't want it to look real furry down here at the bottom, so that's just going to be the solid color. And then up here, I'm going to add just a few of these little brush strokes coming from each side. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. This is almost like just the inside of his ear. Getting those very fine, tiny brush strokes, that's just experience. Practice, practice, practice. If you struggle with it, just practice on anything because you can get there too. Now, I want his nose to be this dark color, but I'm going to leave the eyebrows the lighter color. I think the eyebrows are better lighter, so. But I want his nose. And then I think we're going to do this little bit of hair right here as well. Is going to be this dark color. So I want this hair to kind of be going down like this. So I'm going to put a few of those in there right now. And then we'll work coming up from the bottom as staying with the same direction. Look, I was back and forth on what colors I wanted to do. I just couldn't decide. E47. Now I have E44 pulled out, but I don't think I'm going to use very much of that. I really want these to remain dark, so I think we're just going to use these two colors. 49 and 47. Because I think that's going to give me the exact shade that I'm looking for. There's enough of a variation between 49 and 47 for you to see those brush strokes in there. So I don't think we need to go as low as 44. See, that looks super cute. I like that. So I'm happy with that. So we're not going to use the 44 that I had pulled out until we get on the chest hair. I think for the chest hair, I'm going to add the 44 to that one. There we go. This one, I'm going to just do the in-between where the white is. Not overlapping, but in between. And then we'll come in with that very last color. We'll also do the nose with the 44 as well. Has anyone purchased Copics on Marketplace? I see them all the time since I found Sandy. I do think that people sell them on Marketplace, but be very cautious because I've heard some, make sure that they have like good reviews and all that stuff, because I've heard some people got them and they didn't have any ink and they had to refill them, or they were dirty, the nibs needed replaced, and so on and so on. So be cautious. I'm going to do the eyebrows with this 44 on top of the other color, and that'll kind of mix the two colors together. There we go. I think that's perfect. I love it. Now that we have finished the body, I'm going to come back in with my R11 now that it's had time to dry, and I'm just going to put just a teeny bit more of this pink in here, just so it stands out a little bit more. Just like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on his little feet. So at the bottom of the pads, just to give that little bit of dimension, and then the bottom of each one of the little pads as well. You won't really be able to see much on that, so if you were coloring it, you wouldn't have to worry about that so much. Yeah, so make sure they're a good seller before you do it. Some can be saved and some can't. So I got a teeny bit in the eye, so I'm going to push that back out with my colorless blender before we get ready to color the eyes. Just want to make sure that this is going to be the whites of the eyes, so I definitely have to get it out of there, and then we'll color in the center part of the eyes in just a minute. I did not pick the color for that yet, so I don't really know. But while we're letting those eyeballs dry, let's work on the insides of each of these flowers here. I'm going to use E18, YR27, and YR23. It's kind of a lot of different color there, but I think it'll make it look really good. Now, I stamped these pretty dark. I'm just going to go right over the black with this brown color. First, I'm going to start off with just dots, and then we'll come in and fill it in with the other two colors. A few of them here and there. More concentrated towards the edge where the petals are, so that you get some depth between the two, and then move into the center. So I'm going to come back and go over the edge area just a little bit more on these, because I want to build that depth, that perception that there's deep shadow area in there. And if you know flowers, you can kind of see it as I'm doing it. You can see it sink in and look like it's the inside of a flower, you know? Doing it twice after you've let it dry deepens the color. If you don't let it dry, it just moves it around. So we are going back over it after we let the color dry a little bit. Now I'm going to move on, and then I'll go back on a couple of those and just fill that in a little bit more. You want to see them starting to pop while you're doing them. So you can see them probably on video right now. You can tell that these look flat and these don't. It makes a big difference. So I think some people just leave them black, but look at all of the depth you get out of it if you color over it. There we go. Going back to the next one. So even if the artist only draws one line here and doesn't put all of the little dots inside the flower, you can do this method as well. And you can do it with any flowers that you have. So try it and see what you think. Now we're going to go back over this one. And notice I don't make them straight lines, and even though it is a line filled in, I'm doing it with the dots because I want that to stay uneven. It's not going to be a smooth line on a flower. And we're kind of doing them all at the same time because it's the center part. Here we go on the next one. So I do two, and then when I move on to the third one, then I go back and do the other two again, and so forth, just so I can get that deep color. I mean, you would think brown, it's dark enough, right? But it really makes a difference to go back over them a couple of times. These ones are looking pretty good. This one more time. We'll do it after we do this one. And this is a different color than my Little Lemur, but I'm not sure that it makes a big difference. There we go. Okay, let's go over this one again. Make sure we get some depth in there. And we'll do this one more time. And then we have to go back to this one, and then we're ready for the next color. All right, so the next color is going to change us to an orangey color, YR27. And we're going to start down here, and we're just going to put more dots in there. Now, they kind of look the same color until you hit the white area. But we're still going to dot them in there. And we're starting to build that inside, give it a little bit of color other than brown. I mean, they're inside these daisies are usually pretty dark, so there we go. All right, last color is going to be YR23. And we're not just going to go like this. We're going to do the dot effect as well. And that's the last one. So we're going to fill it in with the dots. We may go back with that second color inside the white area just to give it a little bit more dimension once we get done with all of the light color. You want to try really hard not to go into the petals, especially if you're going to do a pastel-y colored petals. We aren't, I don't do a whole lot of pastel anything because I just love the impact of the dark colors. So I don't generally do light colors, but you can. I mean, it's some people's style, and it's beautiful. Here's the YR27. I'm going to hold the marker upright so I can get much tinier little dots in here to fill in some of that space. Here we go. The higher up you hold your marker, the better you'll be able to get small or tiny dots. So there we go. Now we have the centers all filled in. Now don't they look like the flowers just sunk down in there? I love it. All right, so I chose 3 colors for the flowers. I chose yellow, blue, and an RV color. So it's almost like a purpley pink, a little bit like fuchsia. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 flowers on here. And we need to color in the grass area real quick. So I am going to use YG 67 on that because it's all going to be hidden. It's all going to be hidden in there. So anywhere that I know didn't quite overlap the whole thing, we're going to just fill that in with the green. That way you can kind of see that it's grass and flowers. Or greenery and flowers, if you will. I mean, you know, even a flower shop puts in a little bit of greenery to bring it all together. So yeah, we're going to do the same thing. Now, I think there's going to be some over here. So we're just filling in the little areas where I know it didn't quite overlap where I wanted it to. There we go. So we have a little bit of greenery in there. Now we're going to start with flower colors. So I think I want to do yellow first. So I have Y38. And that's where I'm going to put it closest to the bottom part of the flower. Just get this in. Because our little lemur is kind of the center of attention here, you don't have to go real detailed on these flowers, but I have done extremely detailed with these flowers before. So it's kind of your preference on what you want. I would recommend coloring one of them by itself before you mask them all together, because then you won't really know where the petals are and stuff. You just kind of have to get used to them or learn them. I drew them, so I should know where they are. But it won't really matter if you mix it up or whatever. Nobody's going to notice. They're just going to notice how cute it is. And I'm going to do a second one in yellow. So I want 2 in yellow. And I think I'm going to do this one up here in yellow. I'm just randomly picking. I may end up with 2 colors the same side by side or whatever, but I don't care. Flowers are random. You never know what color you're going to get. I'm just going to put tiny spots there because the darkest part would be hidden behind the little lemur. There we go. And it's going to get brighter. It's starting off with the yellow, and then we're going to put the blue and the pink in there as well. So Y35 is next. And this is a little bit brighter. This is almost like Winnie the Pooh honey kind of yellow. Not a bright yellow, but like an orangey yellow. Since we only have 3 colors, this one kind of mixes 2 together and gets you there. Which is the same thing I do with the purpley pink color that we're going to use. Just because I wanted to give as much variety as I could. So we're just extending out where we put that last color, leaving the edges of the petals for the lightest color. That's where the light would hit the most. Now, the last color I picked is really, really light. So you take the cap off. Oh, I missed that. Hold on. So you take the cap off whenever you color big spaces, but you don't for dots. I normally do, but I knew I was only doing some really tiny dots, so I just didn't bother. But most of the time I take it off for everything. Plus, I know I need to refill that marker, so I know it's not going to drip. It's kind of like just knowing your markers. So now I'm doing the edge from the tips of the petals into the color that I already have on there. That way I'm not dragging that dark color to the tips. I don't want to. I want them to stay very light and noticeable that they are lighter than the rest. So I tend to do that a lot when I'm coloring something of different tones like that. You'll notice if you've been watching me color for a while. Nobody ever taught me that. That was just like a technique that I liked the outcome of it. So I decided to try it and I like it. Hi, Christina. Make sure that you comment if you want to be eligible for the drawing. Trying to catch everybody who pops on. A simple phrase as hello will put you in the drawing for tonight. We have a stamp set. It has these daisies in it. It does not have the lemur, but it does have daisies and a few other daisies. So if you're interested in daisies at all, you want to comment. There we go. Now we have our yellow flowers done. Hey there. Nice to see you guys. Okay, so those are the 2 yellow. If we need to build in another yellow, we will. But let's move on. Let's go to blue. So for blue, I chose some interesting colors. Are you guys ready for this? I chose fluorescent blue 2, fluorescent blue green 2, and then BG01 for the lightest color. Now, I know a lot of people don't have these fluorescent colors, but I love them. And the blue are subtle enough to go with the regular colors. So that is what we're going to do. We are going to start with FB2, and we're going to start on this one right here. We're just going to do the same thing, putting it closest to the middle of the flower. right around that area where we put that dark, dark orangey brown. And it's pretty easy. You just start building that in. You can make them however elaborate or detailed as you want, but I feel like just them being the different colors is going to make them so pretty that the detail isn't going to really have to be all that elaborate on these. Plus they're small daisies. I think I'm going to add some greenery in there, and so I'm not going to color that part right there. Now I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do this one blue and that one blue. So we're going to have 3 blue in here. Oh, you like it? So I drew this one, and then we masked him and we put the flowers all over. And then this is the flowers stamp set. And I drew the flowers too. This is a Doux Designs. So I'm just starting to let you guys, if you haven't seen my artwork at other companies before, just wanted everybody to kind of start getting used to what you're going to see. Because we got a few things going on up our sleeves over here in the Doux Designs home place. So I thought a giveaway was a perfect way to get you guys to pop on over here and check it out. And if you love him, I'm so happy. I was so happy when I drew him. I was so excited to release him. He was not out very long before the company doesn't exist anymore, and he came out not too long before that happened, so a lot of people didn't get the opportunity to get him when he was available. So I will be potentially, he might be coming around again, might be wanting to make a comeback. He was feeling lonely in the drawer, you know? Okay, we have two more colors of blue. Oh, thank you. I'm so excited. Yeah. I mean, I just like to make people happy. FBG2 is the next one. This is also a fluorescent color. This one will be much brighter, but they go very well together, these two. There aren't very many fluorescents that have 2 shades of color, but the blue definitely does. So I love them together. I think they're really pretty. They're bright, but not too bright. Like, they kind of have a little bit of a fluorescent glow, but they don't slap you in the face fluorescent. So I really like them. And that's why I thought I would show them tonight, because I think they'll be really cute. Oh, thanks. Are you talking about the one? There are some of my images out right now, Pajama Crafter Stamps. If you haven't seen those, I know we advertised those a lot when they came out in like December, I think it was. November, December, October, November, December, when I was working, when I was helping them for a bit. They're still available over there, I think, unless they've sold out. I don't know. But currently, I think they're still available over there. And there's some critters and a lumberjack and a few other things. So, yeah. You love coloring critters? I love coloring critters, too. They're so much fun. And you don't have to worry about skin tone when you do critters, because you can make them whatever color you want. Critters are fun. I like critters. I've made a lot of critters over my time in art so far. I'd cook and fold socks if you bring the Lemur back. Yeah, and there's 3 of them actually. Do you want to see them? There's actually 3 lemurs. Let me see. I have my set right here. Yeah, there's 3 of them. And you'll be able to see that I have played with them because there's already masks on them. So let me peel the mask off real quick and you can see what they look like. I put my masks on the back of the stamp set. these are the other two lemurs. So they're in a set of 3. So there's this one, and that one. Aren't they cute? So much fun. This one looks like he's getting into some serious trouble. Cracks me up. And then this is the one we just stamped with just now. So I don't have an extra set of them, so they would have to come out again. But they could. Okay, so with BG01, it's our lightest color, so we're going to go from the tips of the petals into the flower. So we can keep that really light area on the tips of these petals. And then from here, I love the lemurs too. I had otters and I had Christmas stuff. So many different things. I can't remember off the top of my head. They're so cute. My granddaughter is over here gushing how cute they are. Aw, thanks so much. I love them. I was happy with them when they were out. So they're definitely, I mean, you have to be in my favorites if, in order for me to bring back doing a like a recall or an out of the vault or a, you know, not everything will come back, but if you like those, you should see my dragons. We may have to do dragons one night. Dragons are so fun. So much fun. But I don't know if the baby dragons will come back because they were out for a very long time with that other company I was working with. They had them reordered many, many times. Okay, there's our blue flowers. Aren't they pretty? They don't look fluorescent, but they do just a little. And then we have our purpley pink color, which is RV19, RV14, and RV13. That's what we're going to go with for the last 3 flowers. And before I do that, I'm going to grab the green again and fill in this little area that I want to be green instead of petals. There we go. All right, that's perfect. Okay, here we go. RV19, this is for our last 3 flowers. Remember, I counted them before I started so I could decide right off the bat which one was only going to have 2 colors. That's why I counted them. If I wanted 3 of both, I should have counted the colors when I stamped. I counted how many when I stamped them, but I did not do that, so. And that's okay. I'm happy with the number of petals that we have. We're going to make this one have lots of petals off to the side. And then we're going to work on the other 2. These 2 right here. I have been doing a lot of drawing over these last 7, 8, 9 months. So I have lots of cool stuff to show you guys. I'm excited about it. There'll be more announcements on exactly what's going on over here at our household, our headquarters, or whatever you want to call it, soon, because the ball has started rolling. So stay tuned, pop in now and then, and make sure you don't miss anything. Is anybody else's volume really low? I have turned it up to max and I can barely hear it. Oh, I can talk louder. Is that better? Sometimes my face gets aimed towards the table and then you can't hear me. So you just have to speak up. And I can talk louder, or I can make sure my face is not angled towards the table. But it happens sometimes. I start getting in that mode of focused work and I forget about talking louder. Is that better? Does Dale have any more competitions? Currently, he does not have anything lined up. I think right now they may want him to judge instead of compete. So I'm not really sure where he's going with that, but he has told me that he wants to help me get rolling with what I want to do, and then he may do it more. Yay! I'm excited about the designs. I mean, you know, I had to just, it was a tough time, and I had to take some time to really get myself back on track. But don't you worry, I will still be coloring all the Sassy Club and all the other companies I've been working with, like Trinity Stamps, and I will have some Scrappy Boy and Whimsy. Don't worry, I'll still be coloring the other companies and doing videos with their stuff as well. So none of that is changing. I'm still going to be open to suggestions or questions. If you want to see a specific design colored, or if you have any questions on that, you can certainly request, and I can do that as well. You think it's probably your laptop. The Sassy Club stamps are so cute. And let me just tell you, I own like an enormous amount of the Sassy Club stamps because I love them. But they're so different than what I do that I feel like we can still do both. You know, we can still advertise and color for Sassy Club and hang out with them and collaborate and stuff, and still do what I like to do, because they're not the same. It's just giving you a variety, which, you know, everybody likes a variety. I know I do. I'm so grateful too. I'm so grateful that you guys are still following and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it more than you know. I know some of you followed me from some of my beginning places, and I really appreciate that. It means the world to me. I am going to the Craft Roulette event in July, so if anybody is going there, let me know you're going so we can meet up while we're there. So I think that would be super fun, going to meet up with people. Look at how beautiful the flowers are. I love them. Okay, so we have to decide what color eyes we're going to give him. And I mean, I want to lean towards blue or green, but I don't know. I don't know. I can't decide. Does anybody want to suggest? I don't know. We'll wait and see. While we're waiting, I'm going to put in a little bit of shadow of this YG67. It's the same color that we colored this in already. I'm just adding a second layer, which will just darken that up in a few areas. I'm not redoing the whole thing. I just want to add a little bit of shadow effect in there, and I want to use the same color. I don't want to change it to another. I don't want to color another color inside this area. So I'm just adding a little bit here and there to kind of give that shadow effect. So I feel like that just makes it look a little bit better. It kind of stands out a little bit more. And okay, green it is. Green we are going to do. So here we go. We're going to roll with this green. So we have YG67, which is the darkest green that we used for the grass. And I'm going to do these eyes just a little bit different than I normally do. I'm going to color them the darkest color at the top, the lightest color at the bottom. So I'm just going to start by putting this color up here. I have another color. I'm going to start with YG17, and I'm going to continue. If I hold my marker right, I am. Continue filling in this top area and extend just a tiny bit. Finish the top area and extend down just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to add the YG03 along the bottom of the eyes. I'm leaving just a small, tiny white area because I'm going to use one more color. Oh my goodness. I'm going to use YG21 to fill that out. And we may come in with the second coat just because it's really light and I want it to stand out just a teeny bit more than it is. So I need a little bit more depth at the top so the light really stands out. So I'm going to go back in again with my YG67. Kind of darken this up a little bit more right here along the top. When I do that, it's so much darker than the other colors that I am going to have to come back in with my YG17 and just extend that out just a little bit. And then we're going to add a little bit more of that YG03 before we go back with our, oh, we don't even need to go back in with our YG21. It's kind of perfect, just like that. So those little eyes look a little bit different than what I normally color, but here's where the magic comes in. And this is part I think people don't generally do. We are going to use a multi-liner. It's 0.5, and we are going to outline that black part of the eye and make it darker. And it will make our green pop just a little bit more. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Look, you can see the difference between one eye and the other, how much difference it makes by just adding that little bit of depth with that multi-liner. So try to remember to do that step when you are coloring your images, because while we love Memento, it's not the darkest black you can get. So I always tend to go over the parts I really want to stand out. I'm not going to do his mouth because I don't really need that to stand out quite as much. Thanks. I'm glad you like the eyes. Wait till we put the whites in his eyes, and it's really going to be even better adorable. Okay, so our next step is, and I told you we're going to Copic color everything, so I'm going to show you the pieces that I cut out as long as I didn't lose any. We should be good. Oh, there it is. I was like, I think I lost my exclamation point. So these are it's the sentiment that I want to use, the OMG. So I'm going to grab that sticky mat so I can put the letters on there because we are going to color them. So I'm going to put them on my sticky mat. This is my old sticky mat. I don't use it as much. I got a lot of ink on it, so I don't care if I get ink on this one. And then for this one, I'm just going to lay it on top of this paper so I don't color all over my desk. So we're going to give this base one solid color. So I'm going to go with the blue. And we're going to use the chisel end, and we're just going to color in this this is the backdrop for the OMG that we're going to use. So we want to make sure we don't leave any streaks and everything blends, and we color it all while it's wet so it all stays about the same shade. We'll go over it a second time if necessary, but I think we're going to be okay. There we go. A little bit more right there, a little bit right there, and that keeps us going. So this is probably one, backgrounds and things like this are probably the only time I ever use the chisel end of this marker. Now I'm going to turn it around and do the O. And I'm just doing it on a scrap piece of paper. You don't want to do it too fast or the paper will flip up. Do you see how that went? You don't want to fold your paper. That really bites when that happens. So do it with a very light touch so you don't flip your paper up. And know that you're saturating your paper a lot. So you want to do it first and give it a chance to dry. See, it's very thick on there. I do one more really quick coat over the whole thing just to kind of give it a chance to smooth out that color so it stays the same color all the way through. There we go. So now we're going to let that dry. We have a farm and my kiddo always brings me the same color of flowers you just colored. He calls them redneck roses. That's funny. Daisies are redneck roses. Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, I live in Texas, so, and it's my favorite flower. Daisies are my favorite flower. And then we're going to put our letters on top of this. This is our backdrop, and we're going to put our letters on top. So we're going to do our letters in different colors. I think we're going to use the same colors as the flowers. So we're going to do the O with the yellow. And I want to do it in the mid-tone color for each one so that we can keep it consistent. So this is the mid-tone for the yellow. I'm going to do that on the O. Oops, you slid. You're supposed to be sticking. I told you this is my old mat. It's not quite as sticky as it needs to be, but I don't care if I color on it, so that's why I'm using this one. There we go. So now we have our O, and then we're going to do our M with the pink color, the middle pink color. There we go. So we're going to do our M now. I'll hold that with my fingernail, if I can. Whatever I do, don't color the G. Ooh, slide over. I'll probably throw this mat away when we're done because it's worn out. It's welcome. There's our M. And then we have to do our G, which I think I'll do in green. In the mid, I'll use the mid-tone for the eyes. YG 17. There you go. Oops. I want to go in the same direction, just in case, so it looks the same. All of them look the same. This is supposed to be a really colorful card because it is a birthday card. For our exclamation point, I'm going to use the darkest color that I used for the lemur. So E49. You are supposed to stick, mister. There we go. You're supposed to stick so I don't have to worry about you crawling around the paper. There we go. Okay, so that's our exclamation point. And then I will show you how this card is going to come together. Wash it with warm soapy water and then let air dry and it should get sticky again. Ooh, that's awesome. These are from the Dollar Tree, so I don't know how great they are, but I don't know how well they'll hold up. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to zoom back out so that, oops, wrong way. You guys don't want to see that close. Now you can see all my lights. Sorry, but it's okay. So let's pick up our O. Ooh, I got a little bit of blue from my finger on the O, so I got to go over the O again. And I'm going to hold it with my little tweezers here. I got to go over it one more time because I got some blue on there. Hopefully you won't be able to tell, but we have a blue background, so it won't be too bad. There we go. So now I'm going to peel them off. This is our O, M, G, exclamation point. All right, so next we're going to get our card base out. We need a card base, and we're going to trim this, and then we're going to decorate it all up the way it needs to be. So for our card base, I feel like we should just go with like maybe a brownish color, something, since we have so much color on here, something of neutral, kind of. I think this one will be, oh, that's black. That's not the color I wanted. Hold, please. Those who don't know, I have this huge bucket of colors, and I don't have any brown in it, so that's a bummer. Don't have any brown paper cut. Nope. Maybe we could go with dark, dark blue. That might work. Oh, I think that'll be perfect. Let's go with that. All right. So let me see. I think I had this already cut down. Sure enough, I did. Yay. Perfect. So we don't have to do any trimming on this page at all. Move that over. Okay, let's build our OMG real quick. We're going to put the M down first, and I'll tell you why. I'll show you why in just a minute. We're going to have to overlap some of these letters. This wasn't built for it to go each letter. It was built for it to overlap a little bit. Yep, I have the Dollar Tree ones, and they get saturated with tiny fiber papers from the cardstock. Oh, okay, so you get the same ones, and you can do that to them. Oh, that's good to know. Super good to know. I just bought like 4 of them, afraid that I would end up having to throw them away. So you're right. I'll try it. Because that one does have a lot of junk on it. Come on, glue. Don't misbehave. I left my glue open, and now it's all being a butthead. Can you say that? I'm sorry. That probably wasn't a very nice word. So I'll place the M first. See how it fits in the M perfectly? So we put the M in first. And you could pop these up if you want, but we're going to pop the whole word up. So I didn't feel like we needed to pop the letters and the word. And then when we get ready to do our O, when our O sits on top, see how it overlaps the M? I wanted the O to overlap the M, so you have to decide that before you start, because G will also overlap. See? You have to overlap them. So you have to really pay attention to that. Yay! She likes it. She likes it. I wanted it to be bright and cheery because it is a birthday card. It is a birthday card, so it should be bright and cheery and happy. And this is what I thought when I saw the post that said, it's my birthday week. I was like, OMG, I can make a birthday card on the live, and it will be so fun. And not only will she see it, but she will have it too. See how it's made. Have it at her house. It will be fun. It just randomly hit me. I've never done that before, but I have so many cards here. I may be doing more lives where I say, if I'll draw. If you want the card, you know, then I don't know, I'll have you comment something, and then that way I can give some of them away because they're adorable and you guys love them, and they just sit at my house until I mail them out, which sometimes can be a whole year later. So you might as well enjoy them. Yay! You wash your Cricut mats? You'll have to try with the sticky mat. This is such a great group. Oh, yay! I'm so glad that you love this group. I try really hard because I feel like, I mean, if I learn something the hard way, you shouldn't have to learn it the hard way too. You know, we're all in this together, in this world together, so we should share our information. Okay, taking the stamp off the block so I can stamp happy birthday. So I have this waffle flower stamp set. I love this thing. It has all the like essential words on it, and I use it a lot. So we're gonna use, oh, and perfect. It works just on my block, just absolutely perfect. So I'm gonna have to place this here so I can look at how I want to do this. I want to put OMG, happy birthday. I want to put happy birthday right there. And this time we're going to use VersaFine Clair. Let's hope I don't mess it up, because it's darker and thicker and you can do it in one shot and it comes out very nicely. So I'm just going to make sure it's really inked up. I'm going to leave my little OMG on there so I can see it while I am stamping this. And then I'm just going to line it up, push it down, and then I'm just going to run my finger across it and lift it up. Perfect! It worked! I'm getting better and better with that block stamping the more I do it. And we're going to put some bling on there too, don't you worry. Because, you know, everything's better with bling. So this is my card base. And if you guys have been watching my YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever, I've been making cards, super fast speed cards on there, as well as Copic Coloring. So if you want to watch that, you can check out those channels as well. I also post them on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you're already there. Just go to Shorts and you can see them. They're picking up some momentum. People seem to like them, and so there'll be more of those to come as well. So lots and lots of good things coming. I like to inspire. You're holding your breath? You love the speedy videos? Yay! Because I love doing them. And I always have a whole bunch of them already prepared so I can just post them as needed. Okay, we're going to glue this one on there, onto the card. And then we're going to pop up the OMG. And then we're going to add bling and we'll be done. And then you guys will only have to wait like maybe 5-10 minutes for me to go through the comments, write everybody's name down, do a drawing, and then I will post who wins the stamp set. So make sure you have commented, if you're watching this, that you have commented in the group on this video. Right now, while it's live, it won't work for YouTube. If you're watching the replay. All right, here we go. So I have this pop up stuff that we're going to use to pop up our sentiment. So I'm just going to do, what is my channel? At Doux Designs. YouTube is at Doux Designs. So definitely check that out. There's a bunch of stuff out there that it wasn't done in our group. Every now and then I post one of the speed videos in the group just to let people know that it's happening out there. But if you're not following the YouTube channel or TikTok or Instagram or whatever, then you're missing all those videos. So, you know, because I don't want to bombard the people who are following both with the same stuff over and over again. So you got to go to all the places to see all the things. All right, I like my pops to be popped up really good. So yeah, there's a lot of pop stuff on here. And I need some on the end of the exclamation point. Can't be having that falling down on the job. And I'll put this little excess piece because no sense in wasting anything. And I always flip it over and make sure it's not weak and that it doesn't like dip down or anything. So we want it to really stand up and be awesome. And this foam tape roll that I got on Amazon, in case you were wondering. It's lasted a very long time, so I will definitely purchase that again. And there we go. Now we're going to put this on the card. Oh, it's so cute. And the colors are so bright. I love it. Now, let me grab my bling. And whenever I make a card, and I know it's specifically for someone, I use my special bling. Just saying. And my special bling is those Swarovski, however you say that, stones. Hey, Kelly. Thanks for popping in. So I am looking for the right color. I think I have it here. So yeah, these are the real, I hate that word though, I can't say it. Swarovski. Wasn't that funny? Did you guys like that? I don't know how to say it very well. I'm going to zoom back in just a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing, because I feel like it's really far away. And if you're on your phone, you probably can't see. So these are my, I can't find my little dish, honey. You're going to have to make me another one. Dale made me this really cool little tiny dish that I put all my bling in, and for some reason I cannot find it anywhere. So I'm going to have to use my ink pad holder thingy here. Did you find it? I figured you probably would. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell even on camera, but these things sparkle like there's no tomorrow. Seriously. And that, I love them so much. So we're going to put these on, then we're going to put our white gel pen, and we're done. So we're just going to put some little dots on here. And this is really going to make that color pop, those things sparkle like crazy. So this is my little bling placement little tool that I got from Trinity Stamps. The Barely Art glue dries clear, so if it ekes out around your stones, it doesn't matter. When it dries, you won't be able to see them. We have to make sure we have an odd number, so there's 4 there. And we're going to put a bunch because this is really cute. 4, and we need 1 like about right there. And then we'll have all these sparkle all around him and his flowers. So cute. I only use these stones for special cards because they're very expensive. So it has to be special. So when you can see them, they sparkle not like any other. Even the camera doesn't do them justice. I'll set those aside for now. We just need our white gel pen, and then we're going to be done. Are you guys excited? Wasn't this fun? You think he's so stinking cute? I like him too. I really do. So here's our white gel pen. We're definitely going to put it in the eye. That's why we had to let it dry, because if you don't, you can put it in there, and then your white will pick up whatever color is in there. And that could be real bad. So we just want a little bit of white on the tip of his nose. I'm going to put just a teeny bit on his feet because they are upright. We're going to put a little bit up here on his little ear. And one on the other side. Because you know we got to even it out. And there you go. We could put some in here that would probably make those flowers just kind of pop a little bit. But I'd probably put my hands over it to soften it up so it's not too much. But at least it'll look like it's those little flowers are sparkling too. So we're just going to put a little bit in the flowers. And then when the live is over, Jana, make sure that you send me your address so I can send you this card for your birthday. I can get in the mail right away. Maybe it'll make it there pretty close. Probably not, but I'll do my best. There we go. That's what we have. Our cute little lemur sitting on our beautiful daisies with all our sparkling goodness. OMG. Happy birthday. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Remember, make sure you've commented because once this live ends, the contest is over to win the daisy stamp set. So you can use this one, these, or this one to make this like we did. So, yay! Thank you so much for joining me. That was super fun. We got to do this again. We really do. We'll do this again soon. I have a few more stamp sets, different than this one. So we'll do some more giveaways coming up soon. Thank you everybody for watching. Have yourself a fabulous weekend. Watch the page for the winner shortly. Thank you. Good night, everybody.